What happens within a human being is entirely caused by him or her within themselves. Your joy and misery happens within you. Pain and pleasure happens within you. Right now, actually, even what is light and darkness happens only within you. Because what is light for you is darkness for some other creature. This is all the way it is happening within us, or in other words, the very basis of your experience is within you. When the very basis of experience is within you, should you not determine what is the nature of your experience? If you did determine what is the nature of your experience, would you make it pleasant or unpleasant for yourself? Definitely pleasant. If there is a choice right now within you, either to be blissful or stressful or miserable, what's your choice? Definitely to be blissful. So this ability to exercise this choice is something that we have not spread across in the society. We have not brought this into our children's lives. We have not made this a part of our education, that the most important thing for a human being is that you are a wonderful human being. If you are a wonderful human being, when you are feeling wonderful within yourself, you naturally do wonderful things to everybody. When you are feeling horrible within yourself, you will do horrible things to other people. And every human being can notice this. When they're happy, if you meet them, they are wonderful people. If you meet them when they're miserable, angry, frustrated, whatever else, they can be nasty human beings. So this dimension of life has been neglected in our eagerness to develop our economies, to exploit the world, do whatever. We are busy fixing the world. Yes, world needs to be fixed to some extent. But we think by fixing the world, everything will be all right. No, we also need to fix this human being. Fixing this human being means we have all gotten committed to individual identities and prejudices. From the simple aspect of gender, we are the same species, but gender has become like two different species. Nations, ideologies, race, religion, all kinds of things have divided and fractured humanity in so many different ways. It is time that we instill this in our children and the future generations, that life happens as one big whole. But it is the magnanimity of the creation that it gives us an individual experience, but actually it's happening as one whole. Either we understand this now, or we will anyway get it when we are buried. When we are buried, we all become part of the land. Same soil, isn't it?
If you become consumed by thought, you will see you would not like to move out of your bed. I did not talk about thinking, I'm talking about overconsumption of thought. That means thought is continuously flowing without your effort, without your focus, without your intent. Once it becomes like this, you will see naturally you feel like avoiding physical activity. And when it goes beyond a certain point that you get totally possessed by your own thought, well, there are ugly names to describe that in medical terms. It's important. There is a certain amount of moderation in consumption of food and the endless amount of thought that could happen. Thinking consciously and just consuming or living upon thought or being consumed by thought are very different things.
Don't identify any thought as negative because it's just a thought. Who told you it's negative? It's just a thought. You're making it up, maybe you like it. If you understand it's just a thought, it has no power. If you think it's a reality, then it destroys you. The word thinking means you're exercising your thought process consciously, isn't it? Thinking means you are doing something consciously. Right now this is in a state of mental diarrhea, it's just pouring all the time. Now, what is negative about it, what is positive about it? The what is negative is, it's happening unconsciously, that is what is negative, not the content. So there is no such thing as negative and positive thought. Either it's a conscious thought or it's a diarrhea. So, how to stop this? This is the first thing you must do. You identified yourself with something that you're not. Now you can't stop your thought process, do what you want. You do any mantra you want, think of any god you want, do whatever the hell you want. The moment you identify yourself with something that you're not, you cannot stop your mind. Your fear, your anger, all these are products of a mind which you have not taken charge of. Your mind is capable of producing joy, your mind is capable of producing fear, your mind is capable of producing anxiety, turmoil, tranquility, agony, ecstasy. It can produce anything. It is producing things that you do not want, simply because you do not know how to handle it. There is no need for anybody to handle their fear, their anger, their whatever, nor is there any need for anybody to seek happiness or peace or joy or blissfulness. There is no need. All you have to do is, you have to spend some time, you have to do certain sadhana to find out where the keyboard is for this fantastic computer that is loaded on your head. You don't know where the keyboard is, so you're punching all the wrong numbers. So all kinds of things have happened. So either you can make this mind into a miracle, or you can make this mind into a misery manufacturing machine. So the misery in the form of anger, fear, you don't have to do anything about it. You just have to stop the production line. You just have to stop the production line and start a different product. You must see that joy is coming out of it, bliss is coming out of it, because the same mind is capable of that also. There is sadhana to take charge of your body, to take charge of your mind, to take charge of your energies, to take charge of everything that you are. Rather than taking charge of it, you are wishing for a nice product. It will not happen like that. Life has never worked like that. Not for anybody, never ever has anything worked for anybody by doing all the wrong things. Unless you do the right things do not happen to you at all. The fundamental faculties of your mind, which is memory and imagination, both are out of control. You don't know how to make use of your memory, you do not know how to make use of your imagination. You suffering yesterday and tomorrow is just this, you lost control over your memory and imagination. You lost control over your memory and imagination means you have no ability to make use of the faculty of the mind in the way you could if you had control over these two things. Something is happening. Your idea of success is you made a living. Because you made your life this way, that the quality of your life is determined by the opinion of your neighbor, whether the neighbor is next door or somewhere else. Somebody else's opinion determines the nature of your life because eyes open and eyes closed, you're still seeing the same world. You have to at least come earn this much in your life. If you put the lens caps, it should be over. Yes? You should not see anything. If you see things, that means you lost it. Don't think you become spiritual.